Right now, one of Arizona's most wanted, the suspect in a series of home invasion. He's hit Paradise Valley several times in recent weeks. That got us asking some questions that could help keep your home safe, especially during the holidays.
There's a robber at gunpoint. My husband's still over there.
A call no homeowner wants to make.
Most home invasions happen at night.
That's what happened in this case.
Home invasions happen to people who are really, truly innocent.
Innocent, except for one thing.
Unfortunately, it happens to people that just simply are not aware of how easy it is for a bad guy to get into their home.
Timothy Zehring knows about bad guys.
I went to a call one time.
A former cop, he's now the risk manager for Sterling Grant and Associates.
I tell people the 3 L's: lighting, landscaping, and locks.
He knows security and how to protect your home.
Once a person becomes the victim of a home burglary, their awareness level really skyrockets.
Raise your awareness before you become a victim. He has a lot of information, so let's start at the beginning.
You need to pay attention to the front door. The front door should be a solid construction door. Whether it's solid wood or metal skin, it should be a solid door.
But the most important part is something you don't notice.
The weakest point is the door jamb itself.
Specifically, those little screws in the strike plate. You can fix that for just pennies.
You get a couple of 2.5-inch screws. Replace all the screws that are in that strike plate with those long screws. SWAT teams cannot kick in the door.
And don't forget the deadbolt. It's just as important. It should have an anti-wrench collar and have a 1-inch throw. Your front door should also have a peephole with a wide field of view. Next,
windows are probably the second most common entry.
The biggest issue here, you can lift a window right out of its track.
If you take a drill and you put a screwdriver bit on the end and you put a screw on that screwdriver bit, drill the screw, not a nail, but a screw right up into the channel that the window glides in. If you close the window and it hits the screw, that's good. Just tighten the screw a few turns till the window barely glides underneath it.
Then the bad guys can't lift the window out. Again, it costs pennies. What if you have a home security system?
Here's where they help. If it's monitored, it helps, because hopefully somebody's going to call the police.
That's the key, because most times systems go off with a false alarm. And according to Zehringer, that's a low priority for police.
Another vulnerable point in virtually every home is the circuit breaker box.
A common ploy for criminals? Turn off some of the breakers.
So you open the door to go back out and check your breaker, and they're waiting right there. Home invasion, domestic violence, burglary, assault. I mean, lots of different crimes happen just that way.
An easy and cheap solution, padlock the box. Another security measure, motion sensor lights, but not too low. And then there's always man's best friend.
Burglars time and time again say they don't like dogs. And I'm going to tell you, it doesn't have to be a Rottweiler or a German Shepherd. It's just something that makes noise.
While the dog is a good idea,
doggy doors are another big problem.
Our experts' advice, make sure you get the secure doggy doors.
In terms of weapons, baseball bats under the bed.
My recommendation, first of all, is look at the pros and cons of any weapon and decide if you're really capable of using the weapon. If you're going to use a weapon, practice, practice, practice.
There's a home burglary every 15 seconds in this country, but there doesn't have to be.
Criminals are like predators. When a lion runs into a herd, they don't grab the healthiest one. They usually grab the easiest target. That's called survival of the fittest.
A couple of other suggestions about your home security, especially if you're traveling during the holidays. Make sure you have a car in the driveway when you're gone. I was telling Mark this. If you need to, you can just ask a neighbor to park their car there while you're away. There's a car there, and burglars say, I think I'll move on to something that doesn't look so inhabited. Also, have someone pick up the newspapers or stop delivery, and timers for your lights, preferably the ones with multiple settings, so they can go on and off at different times.
Well, a homeowner in Florida could have used some of the advice that you just saw. His home was broken into while he is watching TV. The thief making his way into the home through the doggy doors we just explained. The homeowner says he heard his dogs barking. When he went to check, he saw someone reaching through the doggy door, trying to unlock the back door.
Well, I was on the other line, and he was terrified, because at this point, you don't know what's going to happen.
Well, the burglar took off, but not for long. The thief returned. This time, he was trying to open the back door again. Luckily, police arrived and arrested the burglar before he ever made it into the house.